Welcome to MotivationAddict.com with Julie Salon. This is where you will find inspiring stories on how to motivate yourself and gain momentum towards success, turning fear into confidence, and how to find divine flow, allowing you to crush your goals. Thank you for being here. And now, let's tune in to today's show.
Hey everyone, Julie Salon from Motivation Addict. In this episode, I will be interviewing Alyssa Cleland. She is a grade 5 para-dressage equestrian who lives and trains in Texas. And to say that Alyssa has overcome some difficult life circumstances would be a huge understatement. She was born in the Ukraine and she has a very rare condition called Paraxial Tibial Hemimelia, which left her without a tibia in her right leg and resulted in a partial loss of the limb. She was adopted at age 4 and brought to the U.S., and by the time she was 10, she had caught the horse bug. So she started out riding horses, and today she's a serious athlete who's on track to go to the 2024 Paralympics in Los Angeles. I can't wait for you to hear this episode with Alyssa. We talk about mindset, we talk about Paralympics, and we also talk about bullying online. So stay tuned, and I'll see you on the inside of the episode. Hey everyone, Julie Salon from Motivation Addict. Thank you for being here in this episode. I am super psyched to talk with Alyssa Cleland. She is a grade 5 para-dressage rider. She is an awesome human. I've spoken with her before and I wanted to have her back on the show, and I'm so glad that she would do this for me. I'm honored that you're here. Thank you so much for being here, Alyssa.
Yeah, of course. I love talking to you before, and I'm now excited that I get to see your face and interact with you again.
Yeah, like real people.
I know.
Well, Alyssa is a para-dressage rider. Can you explain a little bit about that if they don't know what that is?
Yeah, so you have the sport of dressage, obviously, which is where, you have these tests and you have to do them with your horse. So para-dressage is parallel to dressage, as, we're still riding the same tests that you do, but we do it with our disability. So I'm missing my right leg, so I ride my horse without my leg. And so, just about doing the same test, but doing it a little differently. And there's people of all varying disabilities that also ride horses. And we're just kind of, para-dressage is the sport, but for the disabled part of the community.
And how does the grade work? Because I know you're at grade 5 right now. So how does that work in the real world?
So you have grades 1 through 5. Grade 1 being you have the most disability. So grade 1s, they just walk. They can't trot, they can't carry, they can't do anything. So as you go up the grades, your tests get harder and there's more movements involved because you're not as limited to what you can do. So a grade 5 is the highest grade you can be in. So you can do all the movements, basically. The para tests don't include all the movements from we don't have any pre-St. George or anything like that, but there's some 3rd and 4th level movements mixed in that we do. We still don't do anything like flying changes or anything like that in our tests. So so grade 5 is the grade where you can do all of the movements that are required of you.
Okay. And how long have you been training?
I started doing para-dressage in November of last year, I believe. So not very long.
Awesome. You've come a long way already, right?
Yeah, it's been a journey, and I have quite a long ways to go, but I'm young, so I'm not stressing.
Yeah. And like you always say, it's a journey with these horses and it's a journey with us too. It just doesn't happen in a minute and a moment. It takes a lot of consistent work because as you go through the different levels, sometimes you can do it, but the horse can't.
Exactly.
So then you need to switch out horses. So it's just, It can get very, very difficult. And for anybody that's not an equestrian listening to this, she is riding just as difficult horses as us, well, those of us that aren't disabled. So these are not horses that are easy to ride. You could not just jump on a horse and make this horse do what she can do. So I just want to get that out there. So these are super technical moves and still very difficult. I'm sure you know way more than I do when it comes to dressage. And you've got her sights set on 2024 Olympics, right? Paralympics?
Yes.
Awesome. You must be so excited. That's awesome.
I'm pumped. Yeah. Hopefully we can make it. It's going to take a lot it's going to take a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about your mindset, because I know you've had to overcome quite a few things, and you're just one of those people who's like, seems super happy all the time. You're kind of, the glass is full all the time. And how do you get around that? How do you keep the mindset of being super positive, even if life's kind of, getting you down and things are not going your way?
I honestly, I just think like, where was I like 2 or 3 months ago? It's gotten better since then. So I just have to like know like, well, okay, it's going to get better in 2 to 3 months. And so I just I keep like my time increments like small, like where am I going to be in a month from now, a week from now, and I think that's how I can just stay like positive, because I know I'm going to learn more, I'm going to do more, like even in that small amount of time. And so I think the big kicker is, people look at their life and they're in like this really dark place, nothing's going right, and they're like, well, I just want to quit. And, but a year from now, if you don't quit, where are you going to be, And so I think that's just what's keeping me going. And I know on social media, I try to be as like open and honest as I can. But I am a pretty happy person. You can ask my friends, my boyfriend, like I'm always like happy. But when I'm not happy, like I am really like down in the dumps. Like people have seen me cry and scream and yell because things aren't going right. And, there are very few and far between moments, but I definitely have moments where, I don't know what to do, but I just think ahead to like, okay, in 2 months, this is all going to be different and this is all going to change. And so that's how I can just like keep a positive mindset that like, it's going to be okay and I'm going to be okay. And, it's all going to work out.
I think that's a really good plan to have, because a lot of times these goals take a long time to achieve. They can take years with dressage. It can take years with building a business. And I think that's the way to do it. I'm the same way. I like to kind of break it down, because even if you keep a journal and what happened yesterday or a week ago, or even like you said, a month ago, you're different. You've evolved already. So if you think of it that way, instead of, because if you have a really big, huge goal and you think like, just take the Olympics, for instance, and you think that's, a few years away. So if you keep beating yourself up every day, you're not going to move closer. Your mind's not going to be in the right place.
Yeah.
So I think so do you break it down into goals like weekly or daily or monthly when it comes to your riding?
So I don't keep goals at all.
Okay.
I just, I don't, I know what I need to learn, and I know that by the time, I need to do it, I'll know it. And that's just kind of what I'm okay with. I'm a very go with the flow person. I feel like if I like set goals for myself, I start stressing, because the closer it gets to it, and if I'm not seeing results, I'm like, oh wait, well now what am I going to do?
Yeah.
So I'm not a very good goal setter, just because that tends to like stress me out. So I just try to like time everything, and a lot of like open communication with my trainer about like, okay, I need to know this, this, and this, like, how do we get there? And that's just kind of it. Goals for me are just, no.
Okay. I mean, whatever works for you, it seems like it's working out, because you're progressing. So maybe by not doing it that way, it's less pressure for you.
And I think so.
Yeah. Try and keep it as an optimal environment as you can for yourself and for your mindset. So if not having those goals, but your end goal, right? So the big goal is to go to the Paralympics. Yeah. But you'll rely on your trainer to help you with the weekly goals and then the monthly goals. That takes the pressure off of you, and then all you have to think about really is your horse, right?
Exactly.
And kind of how you're handling it. So are you still riding? Is it TB? What was your horse's name?
TB was the first horse I ever rode.
Oh, that was your first horse. Okay, that's the one I remember from our last conversation.
Yeah. So I was riding at North Texas Equestrian Center, and I was riding Daytona. But I left that equestrian center, and now I'm at Black Star Sport Horses in Rockwall, Texas.
Nice.
I've been there for like 3 months, 2 months, like not a long time, but like a good chunk of time, if that makes sense.
Nice.
So, it's been great.
Nice. Now, how often do you show? Is it monthly or is it
quarterly? Right now, only doing schooling shows. I'm not doing any rated shows at the moment, just while I try to figure everything out. And I do about like 2 or 3 a month. depending on how often they have them. So it's just, with a new horse, I don't want to like jump into the show ring. And my confidence got really knocked down when I was doing the regional championships and stuff and training at the old facility, which is partly why I left to go to this new facility. So I'm still trying to gain my confidence back in showing. And so just doing these little schooling shows is good enough for me right now.
Really good for you. And, some of those schooling shows can be tough. I mean, because a lot of people do what you do, right? So they go to a little schooling show to, we call it little, but to build up your confidence and your horse's confidence too. Because sometimes the horses have huge meltdowns and you're okay. So that way you're kind of both just building your confidence and just kind of getting them used to the surroundings again. So that's, I think, a good thing. I think that's smart. I mean, because then it's a little bit less intimidating when you go into the larger shows where you've got some big goals. It's not like a little thing. The Paralympics is a big deal. So
exactly.
What type of mindset does a successful rider need to compete?
I think they need to be really determined, and they need to be okay if things don't go the way that they're supposed to go. And I've figured that out through trial and error. There are a lot of things that were supposed to happen or were supposed to happen this way, and they just didn't, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's not like you can like change the outcome. Like the outcome is going to be whatever the outcome is, and so a successful rider really needs to be okay and flexible enough to be able to just go with it and just be like, okay, well, now we have to change this, now we have to change that. And so part of that is just being determined and just keep going at it regardless of what happens or what the outcome is.
How do you handle stress when you're at a show? Are you pretty good with it, or does it kind of overwhelm you?
It kind of overwhelms me. I get into my head a lot, and I like stop focusing on like what I'm doing, and just like the nerves and stuff just start to like get to me, and so I forget to like keep the horse round, or I'll forget some of my cues or something, or I'll rush things, or
I do that. Yeah.
And so it's really hard. And, right now I'm just at like the schooling level, so I can't even imagine what it's going to be at when I'm like at a national or like international level. But I think hopefully by then I'll like have it down. I have gotten a lot better of just, being able to like breathe and just, take it one step at a time. And like warm up is crucial, because that's just where I can kind of like, focus and be like, all right, this is what we're going to do. And, but there have been times like in my tests where I just don't do things correctly, or like all the way, like for like stretchy trots or like a stretchy walk, like I won't put the reins all the way out so the horse can like stretch his nose. I'll just stop them and like put them like on my thighs or something, and so, like I get knocked points for like stupid little things because I'm like in my head about it. So it's really so yeah, I handle it not so well, but I'm working on it.
Hey, it's always it's all a process, right? And you're only going to get better and better the more you do it.
Exactly.
So the more comfortable you get. When I was at WEF and I was watching like, Georgina Bloomberg, and she just goes in and it seems like they just make it look so easy.
I know.
It's like you're on this horse that's just insanely good, and she's just like a rock. And I watched, it was like, almost like, are you even human? Like so easy, not a problem, easy breezy. But, you have to remember, it's just like when you learned how to post, it was super annoying and super hard. And then all of a sudden you got it. And I think that's the way it will be for you once you just keep at it. Like when you learn a new move and then you're like, oh yeah, I got this. And my horse has this. And then you just move on from there, and you can't remember why I stressed out about it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, how do you handle a horse that maybe let's just say that you're doing great and you're feeling very confident and things are going well, and then your horse gets nervous? How do you help the horse through that?
Just take it very, very slow and just one step at a time. A lot of like reassurance for the horse. So a lot of like, pats, good boys, like, just taking it very slow and just letting the horse know that like, you're going to take care of them no matter what. And actually for schooling shows, it's in this big thing, and there's this one door that Chitta's the horse I ride currently, and this one door that 11 years ago a bunny ran out and spooked him, and so now he can't go by this door. Like, he just hates it. And so, you know, we just go by it a lot of times. I give him treats by it, you know, pat him, like, just reassure him that, like, the door's not gonna hurt you, I promise. And so, taking it slow and one step at a time. And yeah, and just, you know, horses need to, like, know that, like, you're the boss, and, like, you know, you're their herd leader, basically. And, like, you know, all right, well, if they're okay with it, I should be okay with it, you know?
Yeah.
And so, you know, you have to be able to step up and provide that, like, confidence for the horse, which either you can or you can't. So
Yeah, but it's a process, because sometimes it seems like they help us a little bit. Sometimes if I'm nervous, it seems like my horse will be like, don't worry, we got this.
Exactly.
And sometimes it's the vice versa. So I think just, you know, sometimes they're looking for a dragon that's going to come eat them. My horse was the same way in the indoor arena. There was this one spot, I was sure there was a dragon that was going to come out and grab us. And it was like, I tried really hard, and I went by it, and we'd give treats, and we'd walk, we did everything we could. Sometimes they can get over it, sometimes they can't, but you do your best to try and make them feel comfortable, to know that you're the boss, right? You're the one that's going to take the hit before they do. That's what you're trying to convey, and that we can do this together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on a day-to-day basis, what does your week look like in terms of how you train?
So I'm only training 2 times a week right now, but in the next few weeks it should bump up to 3 times a week. And so we're just slowly increasing it, just as I have time and money also.
Yeah.
Cheap. So, but I mean, we're always working on something new. So like last week we tackled flying changes, which are not in Paratest at all, but I still get to do them, which is so awesome.
Cool.
So we got to do that. This week we're tackling turn on haunches and turn on shoulders, and so and then, you know, walk to canter transitions, and just trying to get more comfortable with that. So we're working on some upper level movements that, in all honesty, I, you know, as a para rider, you don't do these movements in tests. And so you know, with this new trainer, her mindset is like, well, you know, why not learn it anyways? You know, like, you might as well. So it's been really cool to kind of ride with the mindset of like, hey, I might never use this, but I still know how to do it, you know? So it's
super
been really fun. Yeah. And so every ride is it's something new, and Chitta's so responsive to, he's never had a para rider on him. So, but he's been really responsive to my aids, and he picks things up really quickly. And some of the movements for him are just so like the turn on haunches, like he just does it automatically. Like, you just think it, and he's like, all right, let's do it. And
wow.
Yeah. So
that's amazing.
I know. So he's super well trained, and just like, he just knows what he's doing, which is great for me because I don't know what I'm doing. So
yeah, absolutely.
Like, kind of take over a little bit and like show me the ropes. So yeah, it's just, my training has been phenomenal, and I can't wait to, you know, do it every day.
That's awesome. So did you switch trainers from the last time I spoke with you? You have a new trainer now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I completely switched facilities. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And can you explain a little bit about how you get on the horse? Because that is a little bit of, it's kind of a process, right? How you can actually get on, and how they react to you once you do get on, so that the listeners know if they're not.
So the first thing that I do is I take my leg off. So I'm still like holding on to Chitta, or he just kind of stands there and just waits for me. So I take my leg off. I have my breeches are altered, so they all have a zipper that goes down the side, so I can unzip my pants and take my leg off without having to fully take my pants off.
Nice.
So then once I'm ready to go there, I'll put the mounting block up to Chitta's side, and, you know, put him where he's supposed to be, and hop up onto the mounting block, and then hop onto my horse. And then he just kind of sits there and waits while I adjust my stump and, you know, put my strap over it so I'm secure and stuff. And then I usually give him a sugar cube, and off we go.
Nice.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah, he's really good about just waiting for me and, you know, not doing anything. So
That's so awesome. That's so
Yeah.
awesome. Last time we spoke, you talked a little bit about them kind of not knowing, they knew something was different about you, but they didn't know
Yeah.
what. Do you think he understands now exactly what it is?
I don't think so. He definitely knows something's wrong. It's funny because, you know, I'll get off of the horse and then I have to like put my leg back on and he'll be like sniffing it and like trying to bite at it, like my prosthetic and stuff, and like trying to eat it. And it's like, you can see he's trying to figure it out, like, what is this person doing? And so I always say that he's like helping me try to put my leg back on.
Yeah.
So he definitely knows something's up. And, you know, obviously when I ride him, I don't have my right leg. And so I just have the whip. And so, you know, at first he, you know, wasn't really sure if like, well, why is this girl smack me with this stick? Like, come on, lady. So, but, you know, the more and more we've worked together, the more and more he's like, oh, okay, this means, you know, to move over, or this means to canter. And so, yeah, I definitely think he has it figured out now. But I think he's just very curious, and he just like he's all in my space about it.
Ah, that's cute. That's cute. I mean, I think they really understand that something is different, but
Yeah,
I truly believe that they're there to help and they see us as we really are and they see our hearts more than anything else.
exactly.
So that's why they're so accepting, and that's why we love them so much, because it doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter, you know, if your hair's all crazy, and it doesn't matter. They see your heart, and that's your aura and your energy, and that's what they feed off of. And that's what I love. They don't judge. Let's talk a little bit about what maybe some of the biggest lessons that horses have taught you.
Probably, well, riding Daytona, she taught me a lot. She was a very difficult horse to ride, just in the fact that she wouldn't get very like round or supple very easily, and it took a long time just to get her to the point where you could like start doing anything with her. So she taught me just to, you know, keep going at it, you know, and this was like every single ride was basically just fighting with her the whole time.
Wow.
You know, I mean, it is with some horses, she's just very like hard to get round. So yeah, she taught me a lot, and just, you know, keep going at it, keep trying at it, because, you know, when she would finally like give in to you, it was like the greatest feeling of all time, you know.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we finally did it, we finally got somewhere.
Yeah.
So she taught me a lot in like the regards to just keep going at it and it'll get. And then Chitta has just taught me so much, and just, you know, he's such an upper level horse that, you know, he's taught me that, I don't know, like he just taught me so much and just helped me regain my confidence back. And, you know, even if I mess up, like he still does what he's supposed to do. Like he kind of takes over, which is like good for me, because I'm still like learning how to, you know, the second I touch him, he's like in frame, ready to go, like
Wow.
boom, boom, boom. And so, yeah, just he helps me regain my confidence, and, you know, it just helped me be a better rider and, you know, make it fun again, you know, because I love Daytona with all of my heart, but it was such, you know, it was so much work, which, not that dressage shouldn't be work, but, you know, you want that like partnership and connection with your horse. And so when you don't get it, it can be really discouraging. That was part of the problem of like why I left that facility, because, you know, I just wasn't getting anywhere. And so, but with Chitta, you know, he just knows, you know, and so it's been, you know, good to just have someone, a horse that can kind of baby me a little bit.
Yeah.
And just, you know, teach me the ropes again, and teach me that, you know, riding can be fun again. And, you know, you're going to get it, and I'm going to teach you how to do it. And so, yeah.
And I think the way it happened is the best way that it can happen, because imagine if it was flipped. If the horse you have now, and that was, everything seems much easier and much quicker, and then you went back to Daytona and things got really hard, it'd be like, wait, what? Like this doesn't compute. So maybe it happened the way it was supposed to happen. It made you tougher. Exactly. Yeah. And it made you more diligent about really pushing forward. And then you did get the horse to do things. And now it's a little bit easier, but now you're at the next level, right? It seems like you've come up. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Cool. Can you, I know that you had, and I don't know anything about this, but I know you had a little bit of a online bullying incident. Can you share, and this is something that for the listeners, a lot of people don't talk about. And I know that it's starting to get to our consciousness, but in the equestrian world, I've haven't heard of it. Can you share a little bit about that with us?
Yeah. So there was this company called Horse Guard. It's pretty prevalent on like Instagram. They are a supplement company for horses, and they sponsored me. So they gave me supplements and treats. I had Daytona on their trifecta, which she did great on. And they really loved the company. And, I interacted a lot with their social media director, Emily Head. And, I thought everything was fine and, happy and all that fun stuff. And so I got a call from another friend of mine on Instagram, who she's pretty big on like social media and stuff. And she said that someone had sent her screenshots of a group chat that Emily was in, where Emily was degrading me and some other bigger equestrians on Instagram. And so after reading the screenshots, she attacked them more than she attacked me, but the way that she attacked me was just very like, I don't know. It was very inappropriate. She said some things about like my sex life with my disability, and like, yeah, it was really it's things that you shouldn't even be thinking about.
No.
And so me and the other people that were involved reached out to Emily personally and Horse Guard personally to try to solve this, basically. So we reached out to Horse Guard, and I told them what happened, and I said that she needs to be fired from her position as someone who, is going around bullying all these people, and people that you sponsor should not be part of your company. And so they sent me a very like plain email back saying like, yeah, we don't tolerate this, we'll take care of it. And that was it, And so that was on a Tuesday morning. We contacted them, and we contacted Emily, and she just sent back these like very like vague, like, oh, I'm so sorry, not sincere at all. And so we emailed them back on Thursday being like, hey, like, we need an answer. We need to know something's happening. Yeah. And that Friday, someone saw Emily at a horse show still working for Horse Guard. And so that's when I was kind of like done with it, like obviously they weren't doing anything about it. And so and that's when I took it publicly to my social media, which, I hadn't planned to do, but, considering she was still working for them on Friday, I was done with it. So I put it out to everyone, and Horse Guard received so much backlash and so much, it was really remarkable, because all the support that we got from it was just so incredible. And we posted the screenshots of what Emily said. And, while we didn't want to have to do it, I think it was the best thing to do, because it really brought everything into the light. And, it showed people for who they really are. And so Horse Guard did end up firing Emily. I ended my thing with Horse Guard because I'm not going to support or be supported by a company that, doesn't take immediate action. And then Emily, of course, blocked all of us because,
of course.
And she posted a statement on her Instagram, basically saying that she was the victim in this, and that we were bullying her, which we never said a bad word about Horse Guard or Emily. We just stated the facts. Like we never said anything bad about them. So apparently she's the victim, and we're not. We're the bullies. So, and apparently what she was doing wasn't bullying or slandering by dictionary definition terms. So
wow.
Yeah. So wow. People like that, you gotta let them go. They're gonna dig their own grave and put their own foot in their own mouth. So that was, it was a really good time, because it really, I got bombarded with messages of just like, I think you're awesome, like, good on you for sharing this, and, I'm so sorry this happened to you. So really the equestrian community came together in that moment, and, just supported each other with love and stuff. But it is unfortunate that it did have to happen. So.
But, well, thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate it. And I think that that's actually a good thing that the community came together and backed you. Yeah. And I would have done the same thing. I don't want a sponsor that's not going to be in integrity. there's certain things that we all like to share on social media, and we like to, let people in on what we're doing, but it's also imperative that there are certain things that are off limits.
Yeah.
And bullying shouldn't be tolerated by anyone. Doesn't matter what community you're in. If you're into equestrian or football or tennis, it's not cool. So in a way, I'm glad that this happened because you're okay, number one, but
Yeah.
it came out, and she's going to feel the repercussions for probably a very long time. And I'm sure that the company will as well, because they could have rectified it and took immediate action, but they didn't.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I'm going to keep on going and living my little happy life.
just keep on doing your thing. Just keep on doing your thing. So in terms of now you've got the horse, you've got the right trainer, are you doing any larger shows coming up in the next maybe 3 to 5 months?
At this point, I don't think so. At this point, I'm searching for, so I have quite a few like product sponsors, which they are amazing and I love them so much. But in order to do these bigger shows, I need monetary sponsors. And so these next few months, I'll really be focusing on that and working towards saving up for my own horse, because I don't own Chitta. So, and then getting people to back my syndicate and just things like that, because I think after this year, we're really going to focus on, trying to do national shows and all those things. So, but for right now, I'm just going to keep it to schooling shows and save my money and trying to get monetary sponsors to, back me up and back my dream up. And, hopefully they believe in me as much as I do. So, yeah.
Yeah. And and you've got the whole thing, you're learning, and it's all coming together at the right time. So you're learning, you're getting the sponsorships, and then you can move on to the next larger shows. And then as you do the schooling shows, you're getting more confidence. So it all kind of will happen at the right time, I feel like, for you.
Yeah. And I'm not in a rush. I mean, 2024 is, 5 years away. So I'm not like, I'm in a rush, but I'm like, okay with where I am right now. So
do you ever hook up with any other para riders to like compare notes or help each other out?
Yes and no. I'm in like Facebook groups and stuff with some of them, and some of them will reach out to me on Instagram. But for the most part, not really. I feel like it's kind of hard because all of our disabilities are so different,
Yeah.
So like, me missing my leg, I'm going to ride differently than someone who's missing their arm, or someone who's, paralyzed or something. So it'd be a little hard to connect to like, compare notes that way. But, I try to support them as much as I can. But a lot of it, I just talk to a lot of able-bodied riders on Instagram. That's my main niche. And just teaching them about the para community and what para-dressage is. And so, yeah.
So cool.
But I mean, I still try to talk to some para-equestrians as much as I can, because, we're all going after the same thing.
Yeah. We're all in the same community. I mean, do you find it's hard to stay motivated when, I know you've talked about it a little bit, but do you use any visualization or meditation or any type of tools to help you just stay motivated if you're kind of doing that 20-meter circle again for the 100th time, and, you're just trying to get through it if you're having like a little bit of a rough day?
Not really. I do like affirmations and stuff, or like I have like sticky notes written like on my bathroom mirror and stuff that I just kind of like repeat to myself just to, it's going to get better. It's going to, tomorrow's going to be better, or, today I'm going to get it, so like that kind of stuff. But no real like visualizations. I don't know. I'm pretty like positive. I have like a pretty positive mindset anyway. So it's not hard. I don't know. I don't get discouraged too like easily, if that makes sense. So but I was talking to my trainer yesterday when we were doing like the haunches, the turn on haunches and stuff, and she's like, "You didn't get frustrated today when we were like trying to figure it out?" And I was like, "I know I did." She's like, "You used to get real snappy with me," and I was like, "Oh." So I think I've really just gotten to that mindset of like, it's gonna be okay, and it's gonna work out the way it's supposed to. And so I don't think I get as discouraged or stressed about it as I used to.
That's awesome. That's awesome. How do you stay in shape? Are you able to go to the gym, or how do you keep yourself physically fit and strong for the competition you do?
So I don't work out. I do swim a lot. That's my main, okay, I guess I work out. But I just like swimming because, it doesn't put any stress on my joints or, anything like that, which, only having one leg, my left knee is taking all the hits and stuff. So I got to keep it in like tip top shape so I don't have to get a knee replacement anytime soon.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of swimming, and that's honestly about all I do fitness wise. I do actually work at a different barn. So when I'm working, I do walk like 9 to 10 miles a day, and I'm doing all this stuff. So I do get a lot of physical activity. It's just not like at a gym or something. But besides that, I got blessed with a very fast metabolism. So
lucky duck.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You're so lucky. But you walk 9 to 10 miles a day, pretty much?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, forget it. You don't need to go to the gym. You're good. You're all set.
Yeah. So it's intense.
That's awesome. Well, I'd love it if you could give a couple of tips to the listeners if they're trying to be positive and they're having a little bit of a hard time and they maybe have some huge goals that they want to achieve in their life. What would you say your top couple of tips would be to stay motivated and go after those goals?
One, I would get you a really good support group around you. I really only have 3 people. I have my boyfriend and my 2 best friends, Forrest and Mallory, and I talk to them every single day. Anything that's going on, they know about it, whether it's like horse or life related. And so having those people that just know you is just probably one of the biggest things. Number 2, break it down into months and weeks, not years, because if we look years, everything's going to be different, so just keep it to weeks and months and just try to be like, okay, if I in 3 weeks I want to be at this point, in 2 months I want to be at this point. And so when you break it down like that, your big goals don't seem so big,
Right.
And probably my 3rd tip is just, keep going at it. Like, it is not going to be easy, but it is going to be so worth it someday. And that's honestly, that's all you can hope for and hold on to, because, I don't know if this is going to work out, I might never make it to a Paralympics, but if I don't try, I'm not going to know, and I'd rather try my hardest to try to get to that point than, just quit now and not know what could have been.
Right. Do you think that if you didn't make it, you'd be a trainer, or do you not even think, maybe you shouldn't think that far. I wouldn't think that far, because I'd rather just forget I said that. I'd rather just look at it and be positive, because I don't know, you're going to know so much by the time you get there. You're going to be miles ahead of, someone that hasn't even started training yet. Right. So you're going to know all of the things that you need to know. You have been on different horses already. You've got that experience and barns. And so you're just maturing in the sport.
Yeah.
So I think by the time you get to that point, I just think that you're going to be very ready. And I think I have no doubt you're going to get there. And I think you have to believe that in your heart, because you need to believe in yourself that you're going to get where you need to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's huge. And I feel that you definitely believe that. And I think breaking it down to smaller tasks and smaller goals is much easier and more manageable. Like, just take one thing, like just, even so simple, you can fall back to something simple, like, do a shoulder in, or just go back to your circle. Like, it sounds babyish, but sometimes if you need to, you can always fall back. But then you realize, oh my gosh, I've come so far, because this used to be hard for me and I can do this now, not a problem.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so happy that you are here to spend time with me. Thank you so much, Alyssa. I love talking with you. I'm so excited for you, because you have such a good journey ahead of you. It's so exciting. So I'm going to put up now, how can people reach you if they want to reach out to you, or if sponsors want to reach out to you? I'll put up some links for you, but what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Instagram. Just shoot me a message. I think I have the email button available, or on my Facebook page, which is Alyssa Cleland Para-equestrian. or working on a website. We just launched a YouTube channel for me, so I started making YouTube videos about my writing and stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, so we're getting there, but definitely Instagram is just the best place to reach out to me.
Okay, perfect. So everyone, I'm going to have all of the links up for Alyssa so that you can reach out to her and sponsors as well. And we're going to keep track and hopefully have you back in a few months and we can kind of catch up, see where you are. And I just thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it. And I love talking with you. And I wish you all the luck in the world.
Thank you so much.
So happy for you. Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you.